Today you join me outside F51 for my most exciting video that I've ever made. We have got this entire skate park to ourselves. It's the world's first three-story one, costing nearly £20 million. So without further ado, let's get inside. So I reached out to the guys that run the Instagram page. They gave me the information for the man that made this happen. His name is Liam, so massive shout out to Liam for helping this happen. Honestly, to have this whole skate park to ourselves is something that I couldn't have even dreamed of when I was a kid. So let's get into there and have a little session. And of course you know that this place is such a high quality building and feat of architecture that it even has these 13-person lifts to take you from floor 1 to 2 to 3. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen some pretty impressive skate parks in my time. We'll start on floor 1 and head our way to the top. So floor number 1, obviously you guys know me quite well. I'm not much of a pool skater, but if you are, this is certainly the one for you. As you can see, it's tons and tons of concrete bowls. Now, a concrete bowl is a pretty impressive feat of architecture outside on the ground. This is 1 story up. This is basically like building a concrete pool upstairs in your house. Show you a cheeky drop in on the smallest ones, but maybe not on the big ones. We'll see how it goes. This one I think is about 6 foot, maybe similar to Layson, with an 8-foot cradle over there in the corner. I'll drop in just to show you how big it is in comparison. To be concrete is insanity. Imagine lifting all this concrete up off the ground, let alone up a full flight of stairs to build it into a 2nd floor. If you hear me big up the architectural quality of this park, it's because it deserves it. Now, on my first trip here, I was questioning why this would be worth £20 million, but coming back and realizing the cost of all the concrete and stuff and the thought of how it is built in the 3-story format, I can start to see where the cost has come from. This pool, however, may not be in my price range for a drop-in. I think this one, I think I'm gonna have to call in the boys for this. Oh yeah, by the way, bought 3 of the Escapism team as well. They're upstairs on the top floor. We will join them quickly, but I have to give you a tour of the most dangerous parts of the park first. Now, this is more of the run-of-the-mill pool. As you can see, it has the proper pool coping with tiles to represent an actual backyard swimming pool, what they're modeled off, in case you didn't know. But anyway, so this one is maybe must be like 5-6 foot here, go down to like a 7, and then it must be at least like an 8 or 9 over there in the corner. But like I said, look at these concrete pillars they need to hold everything up. It's absolute insanity how there's 2 more skate parks above this one. So think of the bottom floor, there's this skate park and 2 more stacked above. I'm just gonna jump down into the big pool just so you can see exactly what we're playing with here. Who's got a drop in on this? Maybe one of the boys has upstairs, I don't know. Actually, I think Peter could do this. Come back to this park before we leave and see if Peter's got a drop in. Maybe we can offer him some sort of reward to get that done. Anyway, allow me to climb out and we'll head up to the next floor. But yeah, one more thing that I forgot to mention. The pool is not just vertical. It actually has quite a few degrees of oververt. As you can see, this sticks out further than it does come up vertical. So the people that skate this kind of thing, honestly, it's a skill that I wish that I could have. But again, the danger there, I don't know if that life is for me, Chief. Getting out of it is about as wild as I get. Anyway, up to floor number 2. So now you join me in the street section. This is floor number 2. My personal favorite floor, although the third one is still super sick, so don't get me wrong. On this bit, we have a plethora of so many different size, shape, banks, ledges. You've got a stair set, rails, gaps, more stairs over there. There's so much to do and so many different creative ways you can hit this side of this level of the skate park. So this is probably the most exciting one for me. I mean, just look around you. This place, there's ledges over here going down, there's different ones on the side, everything that could possibly be skated in an ideal street situation, they've made skatable. It's either got a coping or perfectly done so you can hit the transitions on it. Look at how well these are carved out. Honestly, this skate park, again, to think that this is on top of that giant concrete pool level, and then there's another skate park upstairs. I know I keep saying it, but... And then coming slightly up from that middle section where you were just down there, obviously you've got ramps, ledges, copings, everything you could possibly need. And then you've got a little tiny training bowl over here. So if you're a beginner skateboarder, they definitely do lessons here at Folkestone. I'll put the details on screen now. So if you want to hit them up for a lesson in this area, I'd recommend it because this park is perfect for anyone to learn anything. You've got ramps from 1 to 2 feet, ledges from 1 to 2 inches high, all the way up to big ones, big stair sets, rails. You could progress to such an astronomical level at this skate park. If you're local, get yourself a membership. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it for you. Oh, and it's probably worth saying that they haven't paid me to say any of this stuff in the video. All they have done is allowed us to be here while it was closed so we can get a nice review of the skate park, but all these words are my own opinions. Got tons of cool artwork all over the walls as well. We've got some really sick rail setups. We've got there's even some wax here. If you want to wax it up, although as I'd say, if you're at one of these skate parks, don't wax things up too much because you could cause an accident. Anyway, that is floor number 2. But now let me take you to the final floor and show you the flow park. And finally, you join me at the flow park. This is the boys' favorite one. They're all up here now skating. This is mainly just pools, ramps. It's got a volcano. There's a wall right over in the corner. This is probably the fan favorite part of the skate park because you've got so much stuff that you can do. As long as you can drop in and cruise around on ramps, this park is probably the perfect one for you. If you're not too fussed about tricks, not too fussed, just want to chill, have a nice fun session, this is by far my favorite floor for that. And don't get me wrong, even if you want to have a heavy session on the pools, but don't quite want to hit the concrete ones yet, you've got ramps of all sizes down here, from 3 to 4, to 5 to 6 to 7 feet, all the way in the back over there. There's tons of little bits you can carve around. You've got all sorts of ledges and that around the edge. There's so much space. You've even got bits for flat ground. There is no way you're going to be cramped for space in this skate park, honestly. Well, that concludes our tour of F51. That's in Folkestone. If you want to hit this masterpiece of architecture up, I've left all the details in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Folkestone for having us, and happy shredding.